Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 32. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and Australian PJ professional, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Joel, mate, how's things?
Amazing. Very good.
Amazing.
Good. Nah, it's good.
Good.
It's good. The
Amazing,
nerves,
good,
the nerves are building
shithouse,
up.
bad.
The nerves are building up.
Oh, okay.
But the overall state of life is good.
Good.
So happy days.
Happy days. Nervous times.
Yeah, life could change this week.
Absolutely.
And also could just be like a good experience. Like we don't know yet. So.
Now, if just to preface something, if you're watching this on the YouTube, you might notice that it does look a fraction different on the table. It's a lot barer than what we normally have because we normally have a big piece of bulky equipment. And when I've been editing episodes, I've slowly gotten more and more annoyed at the presence of this big bulky piece of machinery that makes our lives so much
bulky.
easier.
It's sick, but like not when you see the plugs.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And it just doesn't look that crash hot to me.
No,
It's taken me 31 weeks to finally piss it off.
Fair enough.
It is out of the way. It does look better. But we want to try and put more stuff on the table. Some golf memorabilia. So if you've got any suggestions or if you've got anything.
We won't overload it.
Just a couple of things.
Yeah,
Just a couple of things.
We'll figure that out.
But if you've got anything cool that you think
that you want to showcase.
That you want to showcase, or if you would happily like to donate or lend us for a little while that we could display on the table or behind us, let us know because
we should do that, like a little personal like trophy. Like, do you have like a trophy that you've earned? Or?
I haven't won a trophy for anything, bro. I'm not that successful.
Sick.
Just you, mate.
Because like I'd put a couple of things here that's like a little showcase of like we have our own little corner.
Oh yeah,
sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair enough.
just an
That's
idea.
something to think about. Something to think about.
Wonder what you think.
But yeah, so
Recent
again,
rounds?
we'll get into recent rounds in just a sec. But this is Monday, the 16th of September. You have
Yes.
Q School starting tomorrow.
Yes. So you're hearing this on the Friday. We're recording on the Monday. So by the time you're listening to this, I'll be more than likely in the middle of the final round of first stage. And
Hopefully kicking ass.
Fingers crossed. That's and I've heard there's 6 spots out of the 30 that are playing. So small field, very small field. One of the reasons I think honestly, I think the only reason for that is it's actually fucking expensive just to enter.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Just to enter first stage, it is so dear.
Can I ask?
Just under 5,000.
Hunch. Wow.
Just to enter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's expensive.
That's very
but
expensive.
very worth it if you make it.
I was not expecting that. Anyway, we have spoken a lot about Q School. You would have heard that in last week's episode. So we won't delve too much into it. But
No. Just because you'll be hearing this after pretty much as it's over, and then we'll give you an update the week later.
So-
that's sort of because I can't give you an update now.
absolutely. I've wished you best of luck already.
As always.
But yeah, hopefully things are going well by the time everyone's hearing this.
That's it.
And hopefully you're through the final stage already.
it.
It's comfortable and it's done.
That's
So,
it. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Recent rounds. You and I both got out there on Friday and played at Mount Derrimut in a bit of a warm-up round for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to talk about that as my round because I don't really consider Saturday as much of a golf round, and we'll get into that as
Did you
well.
finish?
Yep. Don't know how. Shouldn't have. Absolutely shouldn't have.
My most recent fully completed round was Friday as well.
Okay, so we'll talk a bit about Friday then because it's kind of relevant with Q School and everything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So we went out to Derrimut, played out there. Few things. It was not a comp round, right?
I've got another story.
We played a little match play, right?
Yeah.
And we got told on the walk from the pro shop to the tee box by one of the curators, we got told, hey, boys, just letting you know, the pins are in some funky positions today. And we were like, oh, okay. Like how
funky?
How funky? And the phrase was, we're trying to protect the majority of the green as best as we can for Q School.
Which actually showed today because I went out there just for a practice hit and the greens were immaculate, especially the playing parts of it, like the flatter spots and stuff. It was perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like that makes a lot more sense.
So to say that I didn't, in the 18 holes we played, I did not see the center of the green once.
No, we did from putting from it to the edge of the green.
Correct. But these pins were literally, and I'm not even joking, ladies and gentlemen, they were illegal pins.
They were. They had
And
to
that's
be,
why
though.
we didn't play comp round that day.
100%.
And we knew that going in. So we kind of took the lighter heart of it and was like, oh, this is pretty funky. This is pretty sick.
Yeah. There would have been a couple of them. This is not even kidding. Put your putter head at the hole and drop your putter and the grip would be touching the edge of the green.
Yeah.
So that puts in perspective, they probably wouldn't have even been 3 feet. There were a couple of them wouldn't have even been 3 feet.
100%.
And they had to, like I said, they had to put them there to protect the rest of the green. And it was understandable. And it was a bit weird. I actually didn't mind it. I wouldn't play it every day. Fuck that. But
no,
it was kind of enjoyable.
It was kind of fun considering we were out there just to sort of have a slap.
Yeah.
Bit of a, match between the two of us, which we were just trying to keep our interest alive. It kind of kept things interesting, and it was fun. Every hole we were like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous!"
Yeah, this is crazy.
But it was also we're just laughing.
It lowered expectations, and
100%.
It probably showed on your end more so because the start this bloke got off to, right? When I say start, I mean
we do have a story, by the way.
I have an even better one.
Okay.
No, it doesn't one up it, but it's like no way.
Right.
So we that's no shit. It's the best, even though you bogeyed 9.
Yeah.
Bit stiff. You actually hit a good shot off the tee, just clipped a tree and dropped it, and you made a pretty standard bogey, which was pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's the best 9 holes I've ever seen you play.
Yeah,
Ever.
look, it wasn't far off it.
Ever.
It wasn't far off
I've never seen a straighter ball being hit. You hold parts. You had that chip in. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to put in perspective, hang on. I turned 3 under, he turned 2, and I was 5 down.
Yeah. So, we were trying to establish the rules of the match that we were going to have, and obviously being no comps, we went straight to a match play. And
Yeah,
I said, right, Joel, how many shots are you giving me?
Yeah.
Right, because I'm not playing off the card against you. I will go home after 4 holes because it'll be over. And the agreed upon number was 12.
That was just based off GAs.
Based off GA.
That was just based off GAs.
Which is pretty representative of current form as well.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And what was it? I think I beat you 5 and 4 in the end.
I think it was even worse than that.
Okay.
I think it was it would have been about that.
5 and 4, I think.
You just made a couple softer bogeys coming into that early stage of the back 9. And so did I, but yeah, it's just sort of instead of you going 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, like instead of going like that, it just stayed at 5 up, and then I would have had to make fucking birdies and eagles to come in to fucking beat you. So
And like you played pretty well.
I played solid enough.
Solid enough.
Yeah.
And like I played an incredible first 8 holes.
Yeah.
Like you said, I birdied 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Chipped in for birdie on 7,
On
which
7.
you were so ropeable.
Oh,
Because I
it
was
was
chipping phenomenally most of the day.
It was more just like you hold that putt on 5, which was real nice, and then the putt off the green on 6, and I'm like, cool, catch a bit of momentum.
You say putt off the green. It was a 5-foot putt. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, true. It would have been like when you say 5, it would have been 10 foot at most.
At most.
Right?
Like
So
it wasn't
very
huge.
makeable, straight up.
Very
the hill.
makeable, straight up the hill.
Anyway, the chip shot was what impressed me the most though, because this back left flag on 7 up on top of this ridge, I've hit it to 12 feet ish, 15 foot maybe.
From the Magumbi.
From the Gumby left, I hit a great shot. He's hit it short right. I'm like, okay, he's had his run. Cool. Now we'll see a 6 to 8 marker coming in, not a plus marker.
And that's what I was thinking too, because I've pulled 9 iron from 127 meters and left it, 2 meters short of the green.
Yeah, front edge
and
of
I've
the green.
gone, what?
Yeah, I hit that
And
good.
I'm walking down to the ball like, all right, well, here it is. Here's that bogey that's been coming for a while.
Yeah. Anyway, hits this nice little sort of toe down, little nipper, bounces on top of the hill, checks, starts rolling like a putt. And about 10 feet out, all I did was just scrunch up my nose a little bit and just start shaking my head because it was rolling like a putt. I'm like, this looks like it's going to go in. And if it doesn't, it's sitting on the edge, right? It was like that Tiger 05 chip shot on 16.
In the sense that it stopped right
in
on
the
the
sense
edge.
that it sits there for a sec and then just topples in. My head drops. I'm like, and this Muppet starts laughing in the
started
background. He's
giggling.
pissing himself. He's 3 under through 7 holes, right?
And because the thing was, I didn't feel like, and you're going to say it's the best 9 holes you've ever seen me play, and based on scores, it probably was for a long time at least.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I did an awful lot great.
No, you didn't need to. It was
Didn't need
autopilot,
to.
dude.
I just and
was
you know
autopilot.
what? It was
Tees and
autopilot.
greens. Tees and
greens. And I tend to do that a lot when I play new courses that I've not seen for the first time, or that I'm seeing for the first time. It's like, all right, you don't know what this does, so put it on the fairway.
Well, there's no expectation because
on
you
the green.
literally, we get onto the tee and you're like, where do I hit it?
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of times it's like you had to take different lines, a couple blind sort of tee shots that you couldn't see green or the flow of the fairway. So I'm like, see that big bikey fucking Christmas tree in the background? Yeah, somewhere that left is dead. Cut it off that, righto. And he'll go and do it.
Yeah.
You had no expectation. You just swung freely. And because also it wasn't a comp round, you had that a bit more breathing room where if you did put a ball over the fence, who gives a fuck? Oh, well.
And so
Like,
we turned 2 under. I was 2 under. You were 3.
Yeah.
And then I finished 4 over for the round. And I think on the back nine,
I don't even think it was that. I reckon it was. I'm pretty sure it was 3. But
3 under would have been 41 points on the day, and 4 under would have been 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is awesome, and I'm really happy about it. But like towards the end of the back nine, we were getting tired. I was getting tired.
Yeah, we're getting a bit buggered.
And we were getting a bit kind of over it as well. I was kind of thinking like, all right, well, the wind had picked up.
Yeah.
It was a bit later in the day, and I'm like, fuck.
We played the last 5 holes into the teeth of it.
Yeah.
It just got a bit,
extra.
to walk.
And so we were just like, fuck this, let's go. Right. And it's a lot of the same feelings I had about Saturday.
Yeah.
Did you want to chat about Saturday at all? Because I've got some stuff I want to get off my chest.
I've got nothing for Saturday. I sat at home and did some housework all day. That was all I did.
Nice. All right,
I saw the forecast. I was going to go to Heritage. I saw that it was in Wonga Park. It was 7.5 degrees and felt like 4 at midday. So I'm like, I'm like, PS5, sick.
Yeah,
Done.
sweet.
That's me.
And honestly,
and hosing.
I should have done the same thing.
Yeah.
We went out. So myself, Michael, and Mitch went out for dinner with the girls on Friday night. Had a little catch up, and it was great. And the whole time, the boys were just like, right, let's doomsday prep. We'll play 4 holes, and then if it's hosing, we'll go home.
Yeah.
And then we'll play 7 holes, and if it's hosing, we'll go home. And then it was just kind of like that chat for a little while. And now we'll see how we go, because last time we thought about this, it didn't rain at all. We had a great day. Right? So I was kind of in 2 minds about it from the get-go. We get there, and it was fine. First 4 holes, sweet. We copped a bit of rain. It was consistent, but it wasn't terrible. Walking up 4, and all of a sudden it starts to hit a bit heavier. End of 3, start of 4, it starts to hit a bit heavier. And then I start seeing the water start to pool on the 4th fairway. Now, if you've played Heidelberg Golf Club before, you know that 4 is like that.
Yeah, it's vertical.
It's vertical, right? And so for water to be pooling across the fairway on a vertical hole, I was impressed.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I thought I could start to hear a couple of cracks of thunder. And so I'm like, horn's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's inevitable. And that's when, because I think I started pretty hot as well at Berg on Saturday. I had like 15 points through 6 or 7 holes. Like I was doing pretty well. As soon as I started to think what I thought was thunder, I was like, it's inevitable. We're going home anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then the horn never came. Played 5. 5 was the right-hand side of the green on 5 was underwater.
Yeah.
And I'm like, surely now. They've just cored the greens on like the previous Monday. It's half underwater. When is this going to happen? I even popped into the pro shop after the 4th hole, walking to 5. Like,
have a look.
What's
at this.
going on?
Go have a look.
Have a look.
Yeah.
Because they had carts out there, right? It was hosing, and we were also expecting another huge band of weather at 10 o'clock, which was an hour away at least.
Yeah, 10 and then another one at 3.
Then no, there was one at 10, 11, and then 3 o'clock.
Fuck. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, right? The one at 10 o'clock hits, and holy Jesus. Like, I was like,
pretty full
this
on.
sucks.
It was pretty full on.
And at that point, my care factor was like, fuck this. I want to go. Like literally, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I was saying I wanted to go home. It was too cold. It was too wet. It was too windy.
It gets to the point where everything's now wet. Like if I'm playing, for example, this week, hypothetical Wednesday's raining, right? And of course, I've got Luke on my bag, which I'm very, very excited for and very appreciative already. Even though the week hasn't started. Well, as we're speaking now.
Yep.
His job is to make sure the grips are dry.
Yep.
And the club face is dry.
Yep.
My job is to keep my hands dry. That's it. Everything else can get wet. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Right. But my job is my hands. His job is the grip and club face. That's
Absolutely.
it. That's it. So once everything's wet, it's like the confidence goes out the window. You can't put a full swing on it. You're not enjoying it anymore. Everything's cold.
No.
And then if you're just playing a fucking Saturday comp, like, yeah, you still want to finish the round and have a good round and battle through it.
Absolutely.
But it's not as serious as a tournament or whatever it is. So, for example, on Wednesday, if shit like that happens, if it starts pissing sideways, it's like, fuck, this is the difference here. Like, I've got to put my head down here, and this is like make or break. I got to learn how to play in this and deal with this, and not go, fuck this, I want to go home now. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like it's such a crazy different.
It's so different, and it's exactly what I was thinking because I think I did the best job out of the whole group that we were playing in like keeping stuff dry. I had a towel. I was prepped. I was ready to go. Gloves stayed dry. I was hanging it up on the umbrella. I was doing all the things that you see the pros do when it pisses down rain. And it worked. But then I'm walking up to tee shots. I'm walking up to shots on the fairway going, right, where's the next patch of dry land?
Yeah.
It's just water.
Yeah.
I may as well just hit it from where it is because it's no better anywhere else.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happens, I'm like, well, what defines a course being unplayable?
Yeah.
Because what I experienced on Saturday was pretty close too.
Yeah, it's probably defined under ruling if the ball starts moving due to water. So if it starts rolling on the fairway or catches a stream and starts rolling away, well,
that's unplayable.
That's unplayable. Call it or on the green, if it's pulled and the ball starts moving or you have to hit through water, that's when they go, righto, let's go in. Let's suss if it's going to get worse. Day's done.
Yep.
We'll let you know when you can go back out, or
And I'm firmly. And I'll make this perfectly known. If that was to ever happen to me, and it has in the past where they've blown the siren and gone, right, come in and we'll suss, I'm home. I'm not waiting around.
Yeah, you're not waiting around.
I've got other things to do in my day. I don't need to spend 45 minutes under a tent waiting for the weather to clear in the hope that I might go play the next 11 holes. My day just became a 9-hour day. I'm not interested. Right? So I just go home. Cut my losses and go home.
Yeah, fair enough.
And when I started seeing the water pool on greens and stuff, I'm like, all right, it's definitely coming. The only reason I think we didn't call it was because in between those two bands at 10 and 11, the sun poked its head out.
Yeah.
And it got pretty warm. For 25 minutes, half an hour, it got really warm to the point where jackets are off, bags are dry, things just dried.
That's why I want to move to Queensland.
Right, 100%.
Purely because of that. Even today, I was out at Derrimut today, I knew there was rain forecast, 0 to 1 mil. You'd expect
nothing.
A couple spits here and there, maybe by the off chance.
Just a few.
Something might poke its head through, right? And that's exactly what we got. The first, I went out to I registered. I went to the tournament office and I registered, and then went down, had a hit on the range, went out a quick putt, just dialed everything in, try and get the brain focused, feel everything, feel the ball, blah blah blah. Went out and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna go play 7 holes and sort of fluff around each green, just sort of work the wedges around, see how the ball's responding and. Blah, blah, blah. Got spat on the second and third, got a little bit of spit. I'm like, cool, there it is. Yeah, that's all that was forecasted.
Yeah,
beautiful. All right. I've got another story for 4 as well. Then I get to 8T and it starts and then it spits again. And I'm like, okay, and I'm looking up, going, oh yeah, there it is, that sort of thing. Little fucking circle in the sky. I'm like, that's it. That's all it's gonna fall. All right. Get to 8 green, starts getting heavier. Like, for fuck's sake, right? And the whole time it was doom and gloom on the sky. It was pretty dark. It was grey, and I'm like, cool. It's got. Where's the rain? Why is it not raining right now? Right? And then I get to 9. The sun comes out, and then it starts raining.
Jesus.
The sun's out, and it's fucking raining, right? And it's pissing down. Yeah, absolutely pissing down. And I was in my car, and my back's fucking scratchy and itchy, and I was wet. I was so wet, and I'm looking up, going. The sun's out. I need sunscreen on right now, and it's raining.
Yeah, what's going on?
But the rest of the time, it was dark and gloomy, and it's not.
Yeah.
It just... And I played with a guy today for the first 3 holes, and he's from Perth. Forgotten his name. Sorry if he's listening, but I've forgotten his name. But, and I said, oh, where are you from, mate? And he goes, oh, I'm from Perth. And he goes... And he looks at me, he goes, is the weather always this shit? I said, we get a week per 6 months where the weather's good. It's about it. Other than that, can't predict it. You have no idea. And I'm probably talking out my ass here. It's a lot more than that, but still, my God, it's getting to the point. But it feels
like that at times,
dude. It's getting to the point now where I'm just like, when, if it ever happens, are we just going to be able to? The weather's just going to be fucking normal, where it rains for a week, and because that's the week it rains, and for the next 3 weeks, it's normal weather. It's a bit cloudy, maybe a bit overcast, sunny here and there, but there'll be sunny in the morning, pissing in the arvo. Then next morning it's windy as fuck, and then sunny in that arvo, and then it's raining the next morning. It's like it's just
no one can.
It makes no sense, and it's so annoying to play golf in. And
it's just so
it drove me
unpredictable.
Fucking nuts today.
Yeah.
And he goes, and the guy from Perth, he goes, oh, we've had 26 degrees and warm and calm and sunny for 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah, good for you, bro.
We haven't had that since March maybe. I said, I can't remember, except for that week that we had in early August where it was actually mint weather. I can't remember the last time we had consecutive days or 3 or 4 days in a row where it was actually it's good weather.
Not even close.
21, 22 degrees, nice and warm, calm.
And being the middle of September, approaching grand final, you're expecting I've got a round booked in next week at St Andrews Beach.
Yeah.
I'm praying to God that the weather is good.
But like even if it was a bit blowy or has a couple showers here and there, I'm don't mind that. That's just nature, I guess. But
You just want to do
where's
what
the
it tells
warmth?
you. Yeah.
Where's the warmth? It's fucking September.
Yeah.
It's not July.
No.
It's September. Global warming my ass. Like, no, I'm kidding. But
Anyway.
still far out. I'm gonna say the story from four.
let's go back a little bit. I feel like my rant about Saturday. Look, I'll finish it up by just saying this. I feel like some decisions could have been made to me carrying on about the way I have and about Saturday has got nothing to do with how I played or how I felt about it. I was literally thinking about it the majority of the time about the golf course. If it was me, I probably would have called it a lot sooner than I don't think they did it at all.
Just a bit of precaution, just to be like, guys, this is going to damage you.
And more so for the fact that they just punched the greens.
Yeah.
Just caught them on the Monday before. And I'm like, right, give these every chance to be half decent.
breathe.
Don't delay the recovery
correct.
by a week by having traffic out there on a Saturday when it's hosing.
Correct.
People get too uppity about their golf games. I'm not so much that bothered if you call it because the weather's bad. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, cool.
And I feel like the club could have made a couple of different decisions. What the thoughts are going into making those decisions, I don't know. Don't want to involve myself. But
Could be behind the scenes.
having
You never
been
know.
out there,
it's different at every golf club.
having been out there on Saturday, I did not want to be there.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked, and I'm happy to admit that I wanted to go home. I don't care.
Right. So Friday,
Going back to Derrimut.
Today last week, right? Like we said, we played Derrimut. And I don't know how many of you saw the story that we put up.
We did put a story up on
We put a
Instagram.
story up, and no, we didn't get any video evidence of this, but it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, right? And one of the most bizarre things, because I've never seen this before. I've seen a couple clips of this sort, like
overseas,
over in other countries where like there's been bigger animals of this sort of nature that, you know. Anyway, we're walking down the fourth fairway, and we've both hit a very identical drive right.
We played the hole very similar.
We played the hole very similar. We hit our tee shots just right into the rough, and then we bunted 2 irons down the fairway to about 65 out, just on the left side. Drags us hit first. You were only a meter or two behind me, not even.
Yeah, maybe
not
that.
even. Anyway, you flagged it. You've hit this great wedge shot. It's going straight at the hole. I'm thinking this is going to be really good, right? Takes one. Pitch is probably 3 feet pin high, skips up and spins back to like 8 feet, right? Probably not even that.
And because the pin was tucked so hard to the right-hand corner of the green, it actually spun off the green.
You were actually just off the green, but you're 8 feet at most.
At most.
So it was, I was actually like, yeah, great shot. Perfect. You've got a great birdie look. And I've hit somewhat a similar shot, but I was a bit short. I was a bit sort of short of right putting.
I'm just going to interject.
Yeah.
Walking down to that third shot, I spotted that bastard.
Did you?
I saw him. I'm like, all right, he's like, I didn't think anything of it. You just go, okay, there's a bird there.
Yeah.
Right? I would
didn't
never
even
would have
see
thought
it.
that what was about to happen
didn't
in
even
the
see it.
3 or 4 minutes after that would happen. So I've hit this shot, and like Joel said, it's pitched and spun back and was just off the green to the right. And I'm distracted now. I'm at my bag. I'm cleaning the dirt off the club face. And then
No, not even that.
I've looked up as I'm doing it, and I'm seeing him.
You're still at the end of your shot. You're still waiting for the ball to see, because that bird literally flew down immediately.
Okay, all right.
Immediately. And you're still looking at your
you're
shot.
probably right. Yeah.
You're still looking at your shot.
And so I've said out loud, "Don't touch it,"
And
because
I
he
yelled
flew
out loud.
straight to it.
I yelled out, peck it off the green, peck it off the green. Like
Right,
taking
you
the
were
piss out of it.
taking the piss.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I was like, "Don't touch it." You've said that, and then I go to my bag and I'm like cleaning the thing, and then within seconds, you've turned around and gone, "He's picked it up.
He's off.
He's off."
He's
and
off.
I'm like, "Nah, bullshit." And I'm thinking he's just taking the piss, and you're like, "Nah." Like and this crow, I'm not even joking, has beaked my Pro V1, fresh Pro V1. It's 3 holes old, right? I've picked it up and taken off towards the back fence. Now, the 4th hole at Derrimut is towards the back of the property.
Yeah, backs off.
And the freeway is on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, correct.
And so he's taken off with it. And I'm like, any second now he's going to drop it. I'm going to be on the green. Like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
If at most, I'll just go place it back where it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And didn't even get close.
This bird
Over
swoops down, pecks at his ball a couple of times. I'm yelling, peck it off the green. This bird picks it up and flies over the fence
and
with
flies off. And I'm starting to think, all right, well then I'll go, blur. I watch him fly over the fence and onto the freeway, and then he takes a right, and then he starts going up in the air, like higher. And I'm like, okay, there's a tree there. He's going to get to the tree, but this is where he drops it. Like, I just hope he doesn't drop it on a car. Right? And the joke I made in the story was that there was some Hyundai Tucson with a Pro V1 in their windshield, right? And there was every chance that could have happened. And I was genuinely afraid that like this was going to happen.
It was so good. We got to actually post that. I reckon we actually just post that story.
As a video,
put it on the feed.
It's in our highlights, so you can still see it.
So funny.
You can still see it on our Instagram.
So
I've saved
funny.
it as a highlight. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it already. It is hilarious.
Now, backing on this,
right?
no fucking word of a lie.
Did it happen again?
No word of a lie.
Joel.
I was by myself at this point because old mate that I was playing with through 3 holes was in a cart, so he fucked off ahead of me. I just said, man, I'm going to fuck around on each green. Go for it. I'm going to be messing around.
Yeah.
Don't wait for me. So he fucks off. I'm playing up 4. Same thing. I'm left of the hole.
Yeah.
Sorry, a very similar spot to where we were.
Right.
And I hit 2 shots. One of them goes 1 bounce, hits the flag, sits about 2 feet from it. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's get some consistency here. Let's like try and do it again.
Right.
So I hit the same shot, but spun it heaps. Like I just caught it too nippy and it spun short right. And because I hit 3 second shots, sorry.
Yeah.
I've walked over to the right-hand side of the fairway where my 3rd ball was because I was trying to play the same shot and try and replicate it. Anyway, so I've got 1 ball 2 feet right left of the pin, 1 10 feet short right of the hole, and then I've gone and picked up the other ball. Anyway, I'm on my phone, flicking through my phone. I walk up to the green, and I'm like, I thought I saw 1 ball up near the hole, and then the other one was gone.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, did this spin off the green into the drain or something? Like, because it was a little sprinkler head. So I'm looking all around it and I see a bird. I don't know if it's the same crow. I don't know. Holding a ball sitting on the fence post at the back of the green.
You're joking.
And I'm like, no. You're fucking kidding me.
Right.
So he's obviously nabbed that and I didn't see it. I'm pissed off that I didn't see the thing swoop down, but same hole. Don't know if it's the same bird. Couldn't tell you.
Right.
Same fucking hole. Grabbed another Pro V.
Fucking hell. All right. Now, that's hilarious. And the fact that it's happened twice in 3 days
there's no
is
way.
ridiculous. But it leads me to a question, and I genuinely think you should ask this if you go and see a rules official or anything tomorrow before you start. What happens if that actually happens in the tournament play? Do you replace the ball at this final resting place?
I don't actually know the rule. My best guess is that you just replace it.
Right. Because
Like you and your marker decide, okay, the ball was there.
when it happened on Friday when we were playing, we obviously put the story up, and I text my fiance and I said, "Suss the story.
Yeah,
it's
this is hilarious.
You'll get a laugh out of this."
Yeah.
And she texted me back. She's like, "Well, what happens there?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to do you cop a penalty for playing a new ball? Do you have to take a drop? Do you have to hit your shot again?
Yeah.
Or do you just replace it for free because it's no longer in its place because of something unforeseen?
Yeah.
Or do you have to go and play it as if you've hit it out of bounds? If the bird does take it out
highly
of bounds.
doubt it. I think it's external interaction with your ball. It's sort of like if wind, like if you've marked your ball on the green and you put your ball down to ready hit a putt and the wind blows it away.
Yeah.
You have to replace that.
Right.
It's sort of like external. I don't know. I
Right.
couldn't tell you the exact rule. Don't
my
quote
advice
me
to
on
you
that.
then is definitely 100% go and have suss it out.
I reckon they already know, but I'm thinking maybe tell the field.
Yeah.
Tell the field, hey guys, just a quick one on 4. Make sure that you're all like someone's up near the green watching your the third shots come in or second shots come in.
Yeah, because there's a bird that loves the Pro V1.
If you go up there and a bird nabs your ball, well,
Yeah, correct.
actually, that's a good point. I might do that
genuinely,
tomorrow.
let
do
the
that tomorrow.
tournament directors know because they can announce that in whatever
Correct,
meetings they have
correct,
with the players at the start.
yeah.
Because if that's an actual problem and they go, oh yeah, that's Gary the Crow, he nicks all the balls, right? He's got a collection.
Yeah.
They should be telling the players about that
Yeah,
sort of
correct,
thing, so that and this is how we're going to play it. Because they might turn around and go, if it happens, tough shit, drop a ball, take a penalty.
Yeah, I would be pretty pissed off.
100%.
If I hit a mammoth
especially-
drive and hit a great second shot onto the green, I've got an eagle putt and a fucking bird comes and picks my ball up and drops it over onto the freeway.
Yeah.
And now I'm playing 4 from the fairway.
Yeah.
I'd be ropeable.
100%. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because it's happened twice in 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
us.
I mean. That's what I mean. To
us.
us. That's why, like, this sounds like, oh yeah, nice, Joel. Good on you for content, making it up. This is like saying, oh, I had a hole in one by myself.
No.
Like, if you don't want to believe me, don't. I don't give a fuck if I'm honest. But I wish I had enough time to see this bird fly down and fucking video it.
And nap it.
Because I didn't see it. I didn't see actually the bird come down and grab it. I just saw him sitting on the fence with a ball.
Yeah.
And then fucks off once I've sort of looked at him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no... is that my ball? I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, has this just happened? And I completely forgot about it. I completely forgot about what happened on Friday and stuff like that.
Really?
Completely forgot about it.
All right. Well,
coming down forward.
like I said, now you know. Sort out
Correct.
what actually happens because it's a pretty important tournament coming up.
Oh, absolutely. It's literally if all goes well this week, it's
life-changing.
It's life changing,
Right? And we'll leave it at that. But like, you don't want that to ruin
a week.
Just make sure you pack extra pills.
Correct.
Because you're going to have 4 lost balls at the end of the tournament.
You dick.
Like it's going to happen.
It could.
You're going to need a whole new sleeve.
Yeah, facts. All right.
Now, moving on, you sent a post into the DMs for the podcast.
I've got just
and we sort of do this a little bit like from our own personal accounts. We send stuff in that we see that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And we use it as like a communal thing.
Correct.
Right? And you sent something in that I think most people might have seen.
They might have already seen, but this is sort of
And
like
we're going to play a little game of
it's almost like never have I ever.
Never Have I
So
Ever.
it's like-
and it's golf related, obviously.
It says top golf like dickhead moves.
Right.
Like the biggest thing to do on the course that makes you like you're a dickhead if you do that.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So it's literally 10 things. So we're gonna put our hands up. And for the amount of fingers that we put down determines how much of a dickhead you are.
And for the audio listeners, we will let you know if we're putting down fingers.
Correct.
Each one.
So number 1. And I want people to, whoever are listening
honestly,
or watching,
play along.
and let us know how much of a dickhead you are.
We're just going to say a statement, and then if you've done it, put a finger down.
Put a finger down, correct. Club twirling after bombing a drive.
Yep.
Finger down for
absolutely.
both of us. Walking in a putt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finger down, 2 from 2. Using a rangefinder on a par 4 tee box.
I can honestly never say I've like to zap the flag.
I don't know. That doesn't really have context.
Let's assume it's zapping the flag. I'm going to say no, but I've definitely done it on par 4s to like see where a greenside bunker is.
I'm zapping bunkers or runouts or tree runouts.
Yeah,
So like tomorrow
obstacles.
on 8 or something like that. Okay, what's the run out? So yes, but I think there needs to be more context to that one.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
if
a
you're
hard-
zapping, if it's a 325 meter hole and you're zapping the flag on a par 4 tee box, shut up.
Goose.
Like there might be guys that can hit it that far,
Yeah.
but don't zap don't zap the flag.
So
Just
it's like a little half one for the both of us.
pull out dog and just smoke it. Right. Anyway. 4. Being unsatisfied with an approach shot that is 3 feet from the hole.
I can honestly say, that's you 100%, but it's not me because I'm wrapped with everything that goes close.
To say this, I can't say I'm unsatisfied with a shot that goes to 3 feet. But if I hit like a skunky little low groove knife that somehow hits a soft spot at the front of the green and skips up,
Yeah.
I'm like, beautiful. The result, pisser. The shot,
Yeah, fair. I can understand that too. But at the end of the day, I won't be unsatisfied for that. It'll be like, that was gross, but also it's 3 feet.
I might be
happy.
unsatisfied with the execution of the shot. The result, pisser.
I can't.
5. This is almost me as well. Saying that you pulled or pushed your drive even though it's in the fairway.
Yeah, done that.
Done that heaps. I did that today. 6.
Just read them.
Saying hit that off the toe after hitting a 330-yard drive.
Yeah, no, 100%.
For every dickhead that doesn't know yards, it's 300 meters basically. So, yeah,
Or,
I don't hit it 300
after
meters.
absolutely bombing it, you turn out and go, I've hit it off the toe.
I don't hit it 300 meters on the best of drives and it's hunting down, wind downhill, and let alone off the toe, but hitting a poor shot that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Or hitting a shot that goes a long way and saying I hit it off the toe. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times because I probably have. Wearing long white pants when playing in the heat as if you're on tour.
I've never worn white pants ever on the golf course.
I used to have white pants. Fuck knows where they are.
I've got
I
a pair.
wouldn't wear them in the heat.
I've got a pair. I won't ever wear them.
Wouldn't wear them in the heat.
I think I got them for a present one year, and no, I'm not wearing them.
To put in perspective, I've got 4 fingers up, 4 fingers left. You've got
And
5.
I've got 5.
You've got 5. 8, asking someone what their handicap is within 3 minutes of meeting them.
Not within 3 minutes. I can't say I've done that.
I probably used to. What are you playing on?
Yeah.
Just like small talk.
Small talk.
Small talk. But now, couldn't give a fuck.
No.
I can usually tell for the first hole that you play what you play off.
Yeah, correct.
9, complaining that your approach shots are getting too much backspin. I've complained that it's spun off the green. Yes, definitely.
Then that counts.
That
but,
counts?
No, I've never once.
I've definitely complained.
Oh, actually, no. I'll cop that one because I'm bound to have said it at one point.
Okay.
If you're going to do it the same way,
Yeah. 10. Saying this is a birdie hole frequently. Fucking.
Yep.
So, I'm a bigger dickhead than
4.
Rags.
Yeah,
So I've put 8 fingers down, so I'm an 8 out of 10 dickhead
I've
out
got
on the course.
7. I'm a 7 out of 10 dickhead.
Fuck, I would have thought he's the bigger dickhead
You
out
would
on
have
the course.
thought so too, but
Damn.
there's a couple of there that are a bit more applicable to someone of your
A couple
ability.
of them genuinely sort of make sense. I'm not saying people at my level, but people to a standard, yeah. Like,
Let us know.
if you nut a drive and you give her one of them because you're just so happy with it. If you're playing off 19, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
saying
here's the
19 is a
thing,
bad
right?
number, but if you play,
But here's the thing about club twirls, right?
Yeah.
I don't care where it goes. If I've middled it, I'm twirling it.
see, that's why you're a bigger dickhead. If I flush one but push cut it into the shit, I'm unhappy
If it's
with it.
remotely on the planet and I've nutted it, even if it's an 8 iron, like if I've pured an 8 iron from 150 out,
Pulled it.
but like it's like pushed out to like the right and I've missed the green, just
Oh, yeah.
I've done it before because it's
That's
you know what it is? You know what it
That
is?
is gross.
no, you know, and I'll explain this because
That
I
makes-
need to.
Makes me sick.
I will twirl it before I know where it's going. So I will like in the split second as soon as I finish my golf swing and I've felt it and it goes even if I know it's going to miss the green before it's before it's reached its final spot,
Yeah.
I've already twirled it. Like it's just a thing. It's like that felt good, sweet. Bang.
Really?
I enjoyed it. It's more a feeling thing than it is a results thing in that point.
You know what should be added onto that? I'd probably take out 1 or 2 of those, but I would add in if you're on the green and someone's rolled a nice putt. Like, say someone's hit a 20-foot putt, it's rolled end over end, great speed, and it's just missed. It's sat 6 inches behind the hole.
Yeah.
Had every chance of going in. It was a really good putt. And you go, oh, good speed.
Yeah. Okay. So
Or if you leave it dead in the jaws from 30 feet.
Had it in the
6
heart.
inches, had it in the heart, and someone goes, oh, the line was good.
yeah. Okay.
That's put all your fingers down. You're the top. You're top dickhead. You're
Right.
a number 1 dickhead.
That leads me perfectly into my second cut question, which we're going to get stuck straight into.
That drives me fucking nuts.
My second cut question for you is: what is the most annoying thing someone has done on the golf course that you have experienced? Is there one instance, or is it like a bloke who does that and goes, "Oh, left it in the heart. You had the line."
Yeah, it's probably the early crow, or someone that talks too much.
Okay.
But about nothing.
Yeah.
Like just he's there at your side, yapping at your ear.
It depends on. I suppose it depends on how well you know that person.
Yeah, of course.
If you're playing with them for the first time and all they want to do is just yap, 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 it's like Shanice.
It's just Shanice, shut it, please.
Shut it, please.
But that's annoying.
Yappa,
That's
yappa,
annoying.
yappa, yappa.
A certain instant, I can't really think of it. I sort of stay isolated from those people if I meet them for the first time and I can sort of gauge who they are and what they're about the first couple holes.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from them.
You try and engage with them a little bit just for small talk, just to not be rude, and it's just like.
But it's the early crow that does it for me. That's the most annoying, irritating, like, and especially if I'm hitting into a green from 180 meters and I've got 5 iron or 6 iron or whatever I've got.
Yeah.
And yeah, once again, I nut it, but you know, it comes up left of the green or
Yeah.
it's pin high or it might miss the green somehow. Oh, fucking great strike though. Thanks, but fuck, I've missed my target.
And I suppose your tolerance for that is a little bit less than what, say, mine would be. And that's just solely based on ability. Like, you're expecting to strike it unbelievably or really, really good most of the time. You're expecting to hole putts that others wouldn't. Yeah. And that just comes with your ability in the sport. I'm a little bit more patient with that kind of stuff. So if I'm playing with a bloke and I flush one and it misses a green and he goes, the strike was good, I'm like, yeah, it was.
It was.
It was.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Like, thanks.
No,
you know what I mean?
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. But it's on the green. It's on the green that does me
The early
most.
crow, though, I can
The
understand.
early crow. I'll be a 20-foot putt for birdie or whatever it might be.
And before it's like 6 foot out, you go, yeah, good putt. And it
Yeah,
kind
or three, 4 foot out.
yeah.
Oh, good 3 meter. Oh,
Yeah.
and it misses.
Putting.
And I'll like stare at them like that was because of you.
Someone will
That
just
was
turn around
your
and go, putting. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I get accused of wishing it out of the hole by doing that.
But I say if someone's hit just a genuinely good putt, mate. That's it. That's it. I don't give any detail of why it was a good putt. Like good speed or good line or fucking whatever it may be. Oh, good read. No, fuck that. Like, no.
Because they know what they've done.
Putt, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Short, long, missed, low, fuck, high, don't know. Doesn't matter. If they've hit a good putt that just hasn't gone in outside 12 feet, then yeah, that's all they're getting from me.
Though I'm going to answer this as well. The two most annoying things that I've ever experienced has only happened a couple of times. But the first one is when someone has blatantly spoken in the middle of my backswing.
Yeah.
Right. I've had a couple of instances where blokes, like I've been literally at the top and on the way down before I've made contact, someone's gone fucking bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's one who might know who he is, and I play with him quite regularly, and I don't really hold it against him. Like, he's a good bloke. But he did it once, and I put him up on it straight away. I'm like, Miron, like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Mate, come on. The second one is the bloke who thinks they've got it all figured out. Right? And I'll give one example. We have a bloke at the golf club, and I played with him a couple of times early in my membership, and I haven't played with him recently. But this story I will tell forever, right? Because it's a hilarious story. 15 at Heidelberg is the longest par 4 on the golf course. It is
By yardage.
By yardage. According, like on the yardage board.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is a downhill, dogleg left. It plays like the shortest.
It does.
It's the longest, but probably plays the shortest.
Yeah.
I've on numerous times hit 2-iron to the green side. 10 meters out or 3 wood. Right?
Well, it's fucking straight downhill.
In the middle of summer, you can plonk 8-iron at the top of the hill and it will roll down to the green.
Probably could. It honestly could.
I've seen it happen.
Firm enough, it could.
And this bloke, I won't name him.
Oh, I know this story too. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I played with him this one time on a Saturday, and he goes, "Now, boys, I've figured out this golf course. I've done the math." I'm like, "All right, here we go." And get the abacus out, right? And he goes, "No matter what yardage you've got into this hole, to know the true yardage, because it's so far downhill, you need to take 27 meters off that yardage that you've got. So if you scope a flag and it's 127 meters out, you only need to hit that ball 100 meters." And I've gone to him, "Well, what happens if I'm 27 meters out? Do I pick the ball up because it's in the hole?"
Yeah. yeah. It's like,
or what happens if I'm on the green? Do I have to hit it back up the fairway 27 meters so to come back and go in the hole?
For it to,
it was so, and it was me taking the piss out of him a little bit. And it was kind of because he'd been saying comments like that for the whole day.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, this bloke
just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And the fact that he turned around and said, no matter where you are on this hole, you take 27 meters off, and that's the yardage you've got. And I'm like, again, I said, well, if I'm 27 meters out, do I pick it up because it's in the hole?
Yeah. Good eagle. Like,
good, yeah, exactly.
Good birdie or whatever.
And those blokes who think they've got it all figured out, don't take driver on this hole. It's too much club. And I do that occasionally too. And I do that for my own game.
Yeah.
And I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Right? People I know.
Yeah.
Because I'm genuinely trying to be helpful.
You're trying to help.
But if someone goes, "Nah, you don't need that. You just hit it to there and roll down there." I'm like, no.
You don't know my game.
But you're also playing, you're playing off this number.
Yeah.
And that's probably why. Oh, you can leave yourself 150 in. I'm like, yeah, but if I hit driver, I'll leave myself 40 in.
Yeah, it's like there's been some cases, not specifically at my home club or anything like that, but I might play with a few players, like whether they're players I've played with before or guys I met on the day or something like that. We might be playing a golf course that, they're either members at or they know just as well as I do or something like that, but they're off a significantly higher number. And they try and tell me what to hit off the tee.
Yeah.
I hate that. I've done the math. I've pulled out 3 wood for a reason.
Yeah.
I've pulled out 4-iron for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out driver for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm not just going, par 4, 420, sick, pull out driver.
And it's those kind of guys who just go,
like,
all right, it's this long, it's a par 4, I have to hit driver on the tee box.
Yeah,
but they don't account for the trouble that might be at a certain yardage.
Not even that. I pull out 2-iron and they pull out driver. Oh, it's driver hole. Not for me. Might be for you. Yeah. You hit it 170.
Yeah.
But if I hit driver and miss it by a smidge, I'm in the shit.
Yeah.
I could nut it down there and have a flick wedge in.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same thing.
It's a risk reward. It's like that. It drives me nuts.
I get onto 11 a lot, and I play. It tends to happen a lot with blokes I've never played with before.
Yeah.
And they've all pulled driver from the front tee box.
Yeah.
And I go, sweet, that's cool. And they go, oh, you're not hitting driver here? I'm like, no, because I have to land it on a dinner plate.
Yeah. You do. It's like the tightest part of the golf course.
It's the hardest tee shot on the golf course, and with driver, it's just too much trouble.
Yeah.
I'm better off probably trying to sail it over onto 9 than I am trying to find this
from
fairway.
The front tee box, you could.
Right? So it's just those blokes who think they've got it all figured out. Do my... And you know what? a large part of that, I'll put my hand up. I think I've got it figured out, but I've got it figured out for my game.
In some sense, yeah.
I don't have it figured out for yours or
this
for...
This actually relates a lot to my second cut question.
Go for it.
My second cut question is what... not your personality or your demeanor out on the course. What's the number one thing you'd change about yourself out on the golf course?
My patience.
Right.
100% my patience and how quickly I lose it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
glad you're honest about that because that's the first thing that would come to my mind too.
100%. So like honestly, how easily turned off from the sport I can get in an instant.
Yeah.
Like look, in every sense of the word, I like to say that I'm not a fair weather golfer, but I really am. So Saturday, for example, I was
if that's an extreme.
Off it,
no.
right?
Fair weather golfers look and go by the forecast. If it's forecasted for showers, just showers.
No, 100%.
They're texting the group going, I'm out. I'm not playing.
Nah, grin and bear it. And I've gotten a lot better at that over the years. And I have played in conditions this year and the last two that I probably wouldn't have played in the first year of my membership. I would have been like, fuck that, it's raining, I'm not going. But my patience in the terms of like, right, we'll play well, 3 bad holes, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
It's finished. Yeah. Forget about it. Like, oh, well, another round wasted.
Yeah, another round wasted.
And I try so hard.
I've made one double and the round's over.
I try so hard each and every time to like, because that's the first thought that comes to mind. I'm a pessimist. I always have been. That's the first thought that comes to mind is, all right, well, round's done. Forget it. Move
at least
on.
you know it.
But then I try so hard to counteract that by going, no. Like, there's birdies out here. Let's go get it.
Admittedly, probably from the start of this year onwards, you are significantly better.
And I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Genuinely trying to be. Because I cannot like stress this enough. It ruins my life. Like, and that's a bit extreme, but my life for like the next 4 or 5 hours after that.
Yeah, it's just
when I've lost it,
it's doom and gloom.
It's doom and gloom. And I've hit rock bottom this year already, and I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But like when it goes out the window, I kind of need to be, and if it does go out the window, I need to be a bit more accepting of it and go, right, well, you've lost it.
Yeah.
Fair. Throw the scorecard out and let's just go play.
Yeah.
You're here with your mates. You're having a good time.
Set a new goal.
A new goal is I'm going to have 4 beers in the room afterwards, right? Instead of 1.
Yeah, exactly.
But it could be anything. I'm trying really hard to not test my patience, but improve it.
Yeah, just improve it. Yeah. Mine, I reckon I have my own chats about it. Is sometimes if I feel like everything's going right, like I'm hitting the ball really well, or it's not really hitting the ball well. It's more on the greens that I sort of struggle with.
Yeah.
With talking to myself, I hate when the setup. I've read the green really well. I've set up well. I felt like I've hit a great putt, and it just does nothing like what it looked like or it should have done.
Yeah.
And I always say, sometimes if it happens a few times in a row, I'm quick to blame the elements rather than myself. So
I back it.
I've done that. I used to be really bad with it where I'd miss a putt and it would break more than I thought it was. Oh, these fucking greens, how are you supposed to read grain? Fucking, there's mountains at the fucking hole. And I'm like, no, idiot, you've just hit it low.
Yeah, you hit a bad putt.
I might have even hit a good putt. I just didn't read it high enough or something like that. It's like, I used to be pretty bad with that. And especially if I miss like 2 or 3 putts in a row of a similar length or something like that inside, 8 feet, 6 feet. And even if I felt like I've hit a great putt and I've missed it, these fucking greens don't break. Fuck me. They're slow. They're bumpy or something like that. I was really quick to blame that rather than me.
Yep.
And like so many times, and there's actually one person that, the Brian Bros. Yeah. The one, Wesley. Every time he's on a green and he misses a putt, he straight back reverts to what he did. Yeah. He doesn't go, this putt overbroke and it shouldn't have, or this bumped a foot out. He always goes, nah, hit it hard. Oh, no, didn't hit it. I left it low. And it's like, I've really tried to okay, let's do that. Let's just go, okay, you did everything you could. What did it do? What didn't you do? So I reckon I've improved on that heaps the last 6 months where it's like I would hit a putt and I've left it low. And I'm like, you just didn't read it high enough. Misread. Joel, you knew you didn't hit it hard enough.
I used to do that a lot.
Something like that.
I used to do the same sort of thing a lot.
I need to improve on that still.
And it was just like, you blame the elements. And I did it a lot more so when I first joined at Heidelberg because it was so different to greens that I played on the public tracks, right?
Yeah.
The greens at Heidelberg are far better than they are at Bundoora or at Ivanhoe, all the public tracks.
Yeah,
let's say.
anywhere around it.
So I used to say, oh, these greens are too hard. I can't fucking figure them out. Or they're too quick. They break too much. They're bobbles, that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, the condition of the green does have an effect.
It absolutely does.
If there is little pebbles that it takes a bobble or someone's not repaired a pitch mark that you haven't seen and you hit it through, sometimes that takes an effect. But often I'd turn around and I'll do the same thing as Wesley. It's just like, all right, it comes back to you.
Yeah.
You underhit it.
Yeah.
You overhit it.
Yeah.
You're
You
underreading
overread it.
or you overread it.
If the ball's destined to go in, it'll go in. Simple as that.
With putting, especially because I don't practice it as much as say you would, right? It's the last thing I practice.
Yeah.
I'm very feel based. I've got good hands in the sense that I can just manipulate my way around greens in that sense. And 85% of the time it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And because I'm so confident in my putting without doing a hell of a lot of practice, and that's very arrogant of me to say,
No,
I don't really think it's the condition of the greens that often. I tend to look at myself and I tend to say to myself a lot that I've either under or overread it because I feel like I'm a really good green reader. Like I'm
you're
pretty confident.
pretty switched on with it. There's one thing in your game that you're really quick
Speed.
to
Speed.
Yeah. You underhit an uphill putt into the grain. You go, oh, fucking greens are slow. It's like, no, it's uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That actually, this is not specific to you at all, but this pisses me off with a lot of people that I play with. Whether it's at, like I said, a home club or somewhere external, where they've got a 25-footer uphill into the grain, right? And they hit it like a 10-foot putt and leave it halfway. Fucking greens are slow. It's like, no, you bitched it.
You haven't done your homework.
Hit the fucking putt.
You haven't done your homework.
Right, and that backs onto my pet peeve of leaving putts short. I fucking hate it. I'd rather crash my car.
The last thing I'll say about this, that comes down to how I read greens.
Correct.
I'm all for people taking a 360 view of the putt, going to the side or 90 degrees to see, all right, this is definitely uphill, this is definitely downhill.
Yeah.
I look at one angle.
Yeah.
I put the ball down, I put my marker down, I take 3 or 4 steps back, and I look at the line that I want the ball to travel on. That's it. I played my golf course enough to know if it's uphill or downhill.
Yeah, at a home deck, yeah.
At a home deck. Occasionally, and what people don't see is, because I don't do the 90-degree views and stuff intentionally, I'll leave my MGI at the other end of the green, like to the next hole, depending, or I'll leave it in a spot where it's like I can have a look at things.
Yeah.
While I'm picking,
you just take it in.
Just take it all in.
It's like while you're lining up the putt. That's not the only time you're ever looking at what the contours do. Like walking up to a green, you're analyzing what's next.
Exactly right.
Like I do that with every shot. I'm analyzing what's next.
100%. And I actually got asked one day by a bloke I never played with before. I can't remember his name. And he was one that was like, he wanted the 360 view. And I was like, fuck, this take forever. And he asked me, he's like, you only look at it from behind. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why? I'm like, because I've always done that.
Yeah.
This is what I do on PGA.
Routine. It's routine.
It's what I do on PGA when I'm playing PGA. I don't take a 360 view when I'm playing PGA on the PlayStation. And generally, and you're going to laugh, that's how I learned how to read greens. Playing those Tiger Woods games when I was a kid. And that's how I learned. Because when I get onto a green, I close my eyes. I not close my eyes, but I look at the ground and I can see the grid.
Yeah, you're trying to see beads.
See the grid and I see the
beads.
Yeah. And then I'll look at a putt while I'm standing over it and I'll see a line that I want it to travel on.
Yeah.
Similar to like on the computer game. And depending on what color it is depending on how confident I am about it.
Yeah, right, okay.
So if that line is white or like a really bright blue, like I'm having a good putting day. Like the lighter the color, the better I feel.
We see shit so much different.
Whereas like if it's like a dark like yellow, right, like similar to our logo, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah,
they're not very confident.
That's a bit spectrum of you.
Very.
That's a bit of a weird one. That one.
But anyway, look, that's just a little insight into how. So if you see me only looking at one angle, that's why.
That's what's going on.
That's what I've always done.
I take in everything. I take in the surrounds. So I'll be able to. So I use a very different reading method. I'll often, if it's a very important event or something like that, or an important round or whatever it may be. Generally, it's most comp rounds. But if it's like, for example, this whole week, I'll look from behind and I'll look from the other side.
Yeah, fair.
Because sometimes it reads different. Because there's sometimes, so if you're looking down grain, the grass looks a bit shinier. If you're looking cross grain, it doesn't really reflect much. And if you're looking into it, it's a lot darker. So sometimes especially if you've got a putt cross grain, down grain, into the grain, it depends what putt. If you're looking from behind the ball to the hole, it sometimes can look and read very differently. And it also depends on what way the sun's shining as well, depending on how reflective the grass is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, looking on the other side of the hole is very important because it can read different. So there's putts that I look from behind going, oh, it looks inside right, maybe right edge, and I look on the other side and I'm like, holy fuck, it's actually the complete opposite. And or looking from the other side just complements my first read.
Yeah,
so if both sides read the same, I'm bang. All I need to do is pick a speed now. Pick a speed and I've hold the putt. But if I'm a bit umming and ahhing, I sort of find a happy medium and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Because it's human error. It's just how it works. The pros would do it. All the tour pros would do the same way. They would read greens differently, but it ultimately determines on how hard you hit the putt.
Correct.
Yeah. So throughout all this week, front, behind, either find a happy medium or complements it, hit the putt, and then it's all due to speed.
Yeah.
And then I pick my speed, and like I said, I can't see a line. And like when people chip and you hear pros say, "Oh, I pick a spot," I don't know how to do that. Like I can look around where I want the ball to sort of what I want the ball to do, but I'm not going to go. I'm going to land it right next to that pitch mark because then it's going to jump and spin and fucking roll out.
See, I do.
I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
See,
but that's not how my brain works. I go, okay, well, I've got to land it past this stuff. I've got this sort of light. Okay, I'm going to hit this shot, and then it responds exactly how I sort of imagine the shot would react. But I don't pick a spot, and it seems to work for so far.
Absolutely,
I tend to pride myself on my short game. But yeah,
absolutely.
And the one thing that I like is that Tiger does the same thing. I didn't know this, but yeah, I've saw a video of one time. He's talking to Jay Day, and he goes, "I don't know how to hit to a spot." He goes, "I take in everything," and I'm like, "Fuck, I do the same thing." Sick.
Yeah.
So
must be doing something right.
Well,
that's a little bit of an insight. Who thought questions from the second cut could go in that direction?
Yeah, there it is.
Very interesting to say the absolute least. And I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to that and watching that.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, mate, that's a really good spot to leave it.
Let's do it.
Obviously, best of luck for this week. Obviously, we're recording this a couple of days earlier than when you guys are listening. But hopefully things are going really well by the time people are listening, and you are firmly up the leaderboard and got yourself a spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, we're just going to hit one shot at a time.
It's my first stab at an event of this significance, I guess. I did the Aussie Tour Q School obviously early in the year, but and as badly as I wanted that as well, I got told, Joel, this is experience. If you make it, 100%. That's a bonus. It's experience though, and same thing with this week. Yeah, it's like one. Because of that entry fee as well, it's like
it's huge.
Fuck, make it happen. Like make it worth it. You know what I mean? And since I have experienced already a tour school, I sort of can understand the mindset.
Absolutely,
I guess that I need to go into it and what sort of golf I need to bring.
But yeah, if it doesn't eventuate, it's a.
What do you do?
You're gonna have a good week.
Yeah.
With your boss on the bag, who's a bloke that you respect the shit out of, and we all do. And it's going to be a fun.
It's going to be a great week.
It's going to be a fun week.
It's going to be a great week. Regardless.
So just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Try not to think too much about what you did to get there in terms of the fees and all that kind of shit.
No. But
don't let that weigh on your head because it is going to be a bit, telling at times. But hit them well. Take it one shot at a time. See what happens.
And it's going to be worth it when I
go over to Thailand. We'll chat about it next week. And yeah, hopefully it's all positive.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and for listening this week. We really hope you've enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe on the YouTube and follow us on Spotify. Head over to our Instagram and our TikTok. Check out our posts that we put up on there. A couple of good ones recently. I've really enjoyed the editing process of those. So I hope you guys have enjoyed them as well. And yeah, we look forward to speaking to you in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, hit them very well. We'll see you soon. Cheers.